Welcome to another video of my channel. In today's video, I will review and rate the K-dramas I watched from the month of June until August 2023. Before we start, remember that this is just my opinion. If you disagree, that's totally fine. Let's start with Bora Deborah or True to Love. It's about a romance between a dating coach and a book editor. The plot is simple, so it's easy to understand. The show was okay. It has a good beginning, but in the middle of the drama, no interesting events happen. And the best episodes were the last ones, because we see the romance blossom and the couple had chemistry. Overall, it's a chill show, 7 out of 10. Something I wanted to add is that there is a trend in K-dramas that now are no longer 16 episodes mandatory, and I love it because many times the last episodes were unnecessary. The reason for this trend could be Squid Game, as it was very successful and having been a short series helped a lot. Anyway, let's move on to My Perfect Stranger. It's about a girl who travels in time and will try to save her mother from a serial killer. I love time travel, so obviously I watched this show and I liked it. I don't think it's the best of this kind of series, but it has its own thing. Not only the main characters stood out, but the secondary characters as well, like her. I really like her performance. Another good thing is the identity of the villain. It wasn't that obvious. Romance is not its forte, and that's okay because the show is not about that. Overall, it's an entertaining show. 7.5 out of 10. Continuing with Tale of the Nine-Tailed 1938. It's about Lee Yeon who travels to the past and reunites with his younger brother and his friends from the past. The second season was better than the first season in some aspects, like expanding Legion's world since more creatures or monsters appeared. The change of direction, going from a show of romance and mystery to an absurd comedy show. In general, I did like it. The bad thing about this K-drama is the inconsistency of the episodes, since the first half is great, but the second half is boring. 7.6 out of 10. Let's move on to Celebrity. It's about a normal girl who ends up being a celebrity. I feel like I had a lot of expectations from this show. I thought it was going to be more dramatic. Still, I liked it. The story was entertaining, and what I loved was the chemistry of the main characters. I needed more scenes of them, but well, this is not a rom-com. Overall, I recommend watching this show. 8 out of 10. Let's move on to Bitch and Rich. When I had lost faith in school dramas, this show came to close my mouth. It's about a poor girl who saw something she wasn't supposed to see, so she ends up attending a rich school. I love Yeri. She's the supposed villain, but it's impossible to hate her because the character is charming and Yeri acts very well, to the point that I forgot she was Yeri from Red Velvet.
She's really good.
I also like the female lead. She's interesting as she does unpredictable things. Overall, it's an entertaining and addictive show. 8.5 out of 10. Let's move on to See You in My 19th Life. It's about a girl who remembers her past lives. One of the best K-dramas of this year. The story is great, the romance is super cute, the soundtrack is beautiful and transmits the K-drama vibes, and it's a short show. I really recommend to watch it. 9 out of 10. Let's move on to Mask Girl. It's about a girl who doesn't meet the beauty standards, so she lives an unhappy life and decides to have surgery. I had zero expectations and I was really surprised. I liked the way they told the story, I found it unique. I also liked that it didn't seem like a K-drama because it touches strong topics and there are scenes that you don't usually see in K-dramas. Watching this show was a rare experience. Overall, I recommend you to watch this show. It's very addictive. I watched it in 2 days. 9.5 out of 10. Continuing with The Good Bad Mother. It's about a successful prosecutor to whom an accident happens that would completely change his life. I didn't want to watch this show because I thought it was going to be depressing. After a while, I gave it a chance, and it was the best thing I did. The story is very interesting, the characters are charismatic and memorable, the acting of the actors was also great. Another thing I liked about the show is that it wasn't realistic, because that's the charm of K dramas. Definitely one of the best shows of this year. 10 out of 10. Well, that concludes this video. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.